Alright. Let me see if I can do this. Am I still... Alright. Gemini! Gemini, I tried to do this video earlier, and guess what? A bitch ran out of space. That's right. I cannot free up enough space. So let's see if this one will make it through. Let me see, where is this in frame? Alright. I have to figure out where everything is in frame. Alright, is this... Can you see that? Whatever, I'm just gonna... Alright, what's going on here, bruh? Okay, looks like someone has been... This is a few things. It could be somebody secretly wants a relationship with you. Someone, a female, potentially, or a feminine energy could have been or maybe just been very emotional about a relationship. I'm gonna get more in a second. But, there could be a new opportunity that started or was offered, or maybe there's one in the works. I don't know, there's something about someone's being patient for something to end. And maybe has been for a while, and maybe there's an offer coming after patience, after something ends. I don't know, let me see. Sorry, some are easier than others. Some are more difficult. Leave it to Gemini to be a little bit more difficult. You know, your first reading when I did the first version of this was a lot easier to understand, so go figure. Okay, someone wants to offer a new start with you. Maybe they're just now realizing some truths about a situation. Maybe they're overthinking it and trapped in their head. If this is a male energy, or if this is someone you're interested in, it feels like he's overthinking a lot of things. You know, and then coming up, there could also be somebody that comes back from your past that tries to also offer you a relationship as well. You know, a lot of times I read this as one energy, but it feels like they're two different people. So this could be a few things. Maybe somebody realizes... Maybe someone realizes there's already attention on you, or somebody else is already competition. I feel like what's gonna end up happening is... If one of them is more introverted or has Virgo in their chart, you may end up walking away from that one to go towards, okay, no, this is also a couple of things. My god, I'm, like, not on the ball today. You know, I notice after I eat, I'm, like, now that I've eaten, it's like I have to be starving like Marvin to be really on the ball. Not necessarily. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. I feel like this is a few things. Someone could decide to stop being like trapped and alone and really go towards being a committed partner. But also, you might decide to choose one over the other, and it feels like the one that's either more introverted, maybe the one that has more Virgo in his chart, you may leave that one for someone who is either older or more... Maybe you have more history? Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. Alright. Okay. So I feel like... It just feels like maybe there was somebody that either felt abandoned or did the abandoning that got jealous of another girl in the picture. So this could be like maybe, yeah, it feels like, okay, if something started between someone who got out of a breakup recently, maybe that ex found out. This reading is like the same. It's like there's a lot of the same energies happening. It could also be that you, Gemini, if you're the female in question, you could be the one that um, went from being like feeling left out of a situation to just like moving on and being fine, being on your own. Okay, it feels like maybe. Yeah, it does feel like there's some kind of X energy that realized a situation that's evolving between you two. Uh, it's so interesting. I read for people every day in real life at a shop, and a lot of the readings do end up being very similar. Because sometimes I'm like, am I crazy? But there's a lot of similar messages. People have mirroring experiences. That's why it's like a lot of people don't like collective readings, but I love them because it's like a lot of people's experiences are collective, and I do believe that those readings they find you when they're meant to find you. I was talking to a woman, sorry to like sidetrack, but I was talking to a woman the other day. I was giving her a reading and she was like, "Oh my god, this was all of the YouTube readings that I keep finding. This was the exact reading," and I thought it was crazy. And it was all about how her ex is like ready to get her back. She was like, I thought that was crazy. I was like, I need to go to a real reader who's gonna read me, and it was the same reading. And I was like, yeah, no, I believe that whatever readings you stumble on in on YouTube or whatever, like I truly believe those are meant for you. Like you find them, that's not an accident. Um okay, so yeah, it's okay, so there's somebody wants a very serious relationship with you. Maybe they don't have as much to offer as they would like, though. Maybe that's where the overthinking comes into play. Um, is this the rods? Hmm. Uh, there's someone that it feels like, again, it feels like this could be the ex maybe feeling left out of a situation. But it also, okay, this is like a few things. If this is like your ex coming back around, you're not gonna be like quick to jump back on board. I feel like you're gonna be like, I'm good. I feel like you're gonna be like, yeah, I've been down this road before, and I don't know that I want to go back to it. Because you might come rushing back in with passion, and you're very skeptical. I just feel like you're very, very skeptical. It could also be that somebody from his past is, yeah, potentially going to be feeling like upset over him moving on. I do feel like what is this? Okay, so alright, I think I know what this is. So I feel like this woman might try to play some kind of tricks or pull tricks out of her sleeve. I don't know phrases. Every time I hear myself try to like use a common phrase, I'm like, what am I saying? This woman might come back around and be like, oh my god, no, we're actually supposed to be together. Like, she might try to play like old mind games that used to work, and he's gonna be like, no, like, this is done, we're done, I'm moving on. Because I feel like he's right now he's in the process of realizing in the realization that you're maybe the true twin flame. As cheesy as that might sound, like, do we say twin flame on this channel? I can't say, I don't hate the term divine masculine, divine feminine, but I can't say it with a straight face. I can't say most things with a straight face. It all makes me feel goofy. I feel like you're the one that he's committed to, and I feel like this is you as the other woman. This is him locking you down. I mean, it could be that there's somebody from the past coming back, and then he could fight for you, and I don't know, you may still, and I don't know, I still feel like because there's past energy with him, it just feels like he may have to really stand his ground and like really have to let someone know, like, we are over, we are over. But let's get some more and see what else. I think because we have a Capricorn full moon in a couple of weeks, it's like the beginning stages of that. And we just had a new moon in Cancer or Gemini. Did we have a new moon in Gemini? Yeah, and it came right before Cancer season. There's just, every time it's like around this season, there's like weird breakups that happen. Someone from the past may come back, let's see. But I don't know, it could just be that someone's like still trying to let go of someone. Am I making any sense? I hear myself and I'm like, who am I talking? Who am I talking to? Who am I talking about? And is this just my reading over and over again? You know? Like, am I just reading myself? I don't know. We'll find out. Hi, Gemini. I mean, Gemini, you always have a couple of hoes that you juggle. Am I right or am I right? That is so not PC. Okay. I actually am fairly PC. Like, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, you're a snowflake. I'm like, no, like, I do agree with being PC for the most part. But hoes, that's one of my favorites. Like, there's some that it's hard to give up. Like, is it a cultural thing? And if so, what the fuck is my culture? Alright, some of these fell on the floor earlier, and so I was like, I guess I'll take them as reversals, because it seems like the good Lord wanted me to. Oh, at least I'm all in frame. I haven't been in frame in 3 years. Okay. It feels like, yeah, maybe they did try to get back together again in the not so, it's like, this is kind of more distant past. It just feels like maybe whoever you're dealing with tried to get back with their ex and then realized it wasn't gonna work, like the same old problems came up, and she was probably the one that cut it off. So it was like, yeah, let's try to work it out, and then it instantly did not work, and she was like, fuck this, I'm out. maybe he had a hard time accepting that it was over. Maybe he's still, it's like maybe that's not what he wanted. Maybe he just couldn't fully let it go. Maybe he didn't feel like there was enough closure. Maybe he just didn't want it to end. But also, it's like maybe the same problems keep coming up. Maybe the same drama, the same fights still happen. I feel like more recently, if you were the one to make a move or something, if you like opened your heart or if something happened here, I feel like hold on, what are these? It's like he's still in the process of getting over her. Six of Pentacles. I feel like there's like, it's like you're a better option, but maybe he's not seeing it just yet. And I feel like there's something where it's not ready to launch yet. Like this whole thing is not ready to like move forward yet. It could just be because her energy is still connected to him. She still has some kind of hold on him, whether she's doing it on purpose or not. I feel like he's still in the interim of trying to kind of survive the emotions of what this relationship was. And I think he is starting to see that it wouldn't have worked out. It's like there's starting to be more clarity coming from this whole thing. Gosh darn it. You're freaking bleeding. Okay. You know when you scratch yourself? Okay, whatever. I feel like what you have to offer is a lot more steady and like honest and more equal. But I don't think he's in a place to like actually receive it just yet. It does feel like there's more balance and more hope within what you have to give him than what she ever could. But I think he's still trapped in his feelings a little bit. If he does have Virgo in his chart, it could be a while. Virgos tend to kind of wallow, or people with Virgo in their chart. And I don't say that as a diss. I mean, I have Scorpio in my chart, and it's the heaviest, most intense shit ever. It's like, I don't envy anybody who has, like, heavy Virgo, or heavy Earth, for that matter. Or, like, a lot of water. Secret Love, what are these two? What's this one? You know, it's so interesting. I think what this is either, okay, you may feel like you have to remain silent in a situation, and also maybe he was silenced in the past. Hold on, I have to wipe my freaking. Alright, sorry. it's like he may be silenced. He may be used to being like silenced or something within relationships, and maybe is just now finding safety in you. It also feels like I feel like there's so much conflict. There could be conflict around this whole situation, and there could also, it's like maybe other people have shit to say about you two. Maybe you have mutual friends. It could also just be advising you to focus. It's like, I know everyone hates to hear this, like, focus on yourself. It's like, bitch, I've been focused on myself. Like, nobody wants to hear that, I know, but it's like, there's something about remaining open, and like, you know, it's like, there's something about you being a safe space for him to go to, and maybe not listening to the haters, or maybe not letting that get to you, and also just like being an available safe space without pushing it, like not necessarily like reaching out, but like not, like also not being cold if you do happen to see each other, because it feels like there's a childlike quality that you have together when you're together, and it feels like that's what's gonna bring him that safety, that feeling of safety is gonna bring him out into back into like the relationship zone. Does that make sense? It's like he's gonna want a relationship because he can feel safe and like in his most childlike essence with you. And maybe there's a playfulness with you in general, and maybe when you're focusing on yourself, that happens to come out. Yeah, I just feel like it just feels like if you genuinely work on hanging out with yourself and your friends and whatever, and just allow him to process his own emotions and sort of figure it out, he's gonna naturally gravitate back to you, but he has to go through this like dark night of the soul or whatever. I like hate, like, I hear myself talking in like spiritual mumbo jumbo phrases, but it's like, it's so true. It's like, what else do you call that? It's like, I mean, like, it really is. It's like he has to, like, I hear myself and I'm like, that sounds so whatever, but it's like he does. He has to just go through it. Again, I'm like, am I just telling myself this? But yeah, maybe. Alright, Gemini, I hope this made any sense and was helpful. Call me back. Let's do this again. Let's do lunch. Bye.